Hey kids, it's me.
Oh.
Hey, it's me, Johnny Fox here at Sniktcast. This week, right down there, already here. We're hitting the
Hello.
ground running on this one. We have, well, you're here. You tell the kids who you are and what you do.
Um, my name's Izzy, and I am a singer, and I'm also an artist. I've got an art studio on Regent Street in Barnsley, and I sing under the name Sonni Mills as well. So yeah, that's what I do.
So so humble, so modest. Have you checked that out? So that's Izzy Watson Art Studio. Not right now, because this conversation is going to be far too good and interesting. But when we're done and you get on all that social media shit, it's Izzy Watson Art Studio. And if you want the music side of things, you're looking for Sonni Mills. That's Sonny with an I,
That's
S O
right.
N N I Mills. And so, what's the story behind that? What's the
Um, so I started. I've sung in pubs and done like wedding gigs and everything from being about 14, and then I wanted to start releasing my own music about probably coming up like 4 years now, 4 years ago. And I was helped a lot by the lads of Skinny Living. Ryan in particular kind of helped me pick the name, because there was quite a lot of Izzy's on Spotify. So he suggested like going under a different name. So yeah, I really like the name Sonny. I actually like it for a boy probably more than a girl, which is a bit funny that I went with it. But um, and yeah, the Mills kind of came from like apparently in, well, I don't know if it is in this country as well, but in Northern Ireland, it's like a nickname for like a working class girl, like a Millie. So
all right.
yeah, it came from that. And then the rest is history with that, really. Still get called Izzy a lot under like the Sunny post. So I quite like that I'm like, everyone knows it's not really my real name, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's no big secret,
No, really,
like
I
who's
think,
under the mask?
yeah,
It's
I
okay.
think that way. I think that the Izzy stuff, like my real name, is probably more associated with like the art that I make and everything. But I actually like, I think it's kind of part of how when I sell myself to have like two names, and they just be like known for having both. So
Yeah. Does it help you on stage at all?
yeah, um,
Getting that game face on, kind of thing, kind of like Ziggy Stardust, or
yeah,
like
yeah,
tonight I am Sonny Mills, just a
maybe,
like whatever's been happening to Izzy that day, but you've got a gig
yeah,
tonight and you've got to put that to one side and you've got to be all like rock star.
definitely. I think actually probably when I first started going like using the other name, I think it was probably the other way around. I was like I was a bit embarrassed about having another name. Like, oh, my friends will probably take the piss and everything. And then I used to like get myself comfortable with it by like ordering a Starbucks under like saying Sunny rather than Izzy and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. Definitely like getting into the headspace of like like a persona, and it kind of makes you more confident in normal life as well. So the kind of the body of work that I want to have out this year is like all about those two worlds coming together, really, and like appreciating um that they both have a place and they're both going to help the other one, really.
So then lyrically,
Mm.
I mean, they say write about what you know.
Yeah,
Um, it's kind of a redundant question as a once upon a time songwriter. Myself, and I ask it to everybody, and they all have the same answer. But it is so. Your songs lyrically, it's life, love, death, and everything in between. Pretty,
that,
most good art is somewhat autobiographical, right?
definitely. Yeah, I think it's a bit weird, my writing process, because I can't play an instrument, which I'm a bit embarrassed about. But so a lot of the time I'll just be recording like voice memos of me just singing into my phone, and I'll kind of come up with lyrics like that, like I don't know, off the bat, really. Like I'll just, a saying will come into my head, or like a phrase, I think, oh, it sounds quite good, and then I'll write it down, and then it's like when I'm working with like writers or like my guitarist or Ryan or whatever, it'll be like building that together and like trying to describe what I see, and then they kind of add into it or us add into it together. So yeah, but definitely influenced by my own life and everybody else's life as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you might not feel you have one at all, but if your music had a message,
A message.
what what would that be?
I think I would. I think it's like you say. It's very like it describes a lot of like life at that time. I think each like kind of body of work. So I'm like working on new EP now, and the one that I did before, I kind of most of the songs were written from being between the ages of like 18 and 20, and I'm 23 going on 24 now. So I think that it's like kind of describing how probably a lot of people have felt, a lot of girls have felt about not quite getting things right the first time, and then kind of having a bit of a the kind of the common theme, I guess, is like self-sabotaging a bit and then coming back round and being like, oh, actually I've found myself again. And I think that it's just kind of like that circle is quite normal to kind of go through consistently throughout your life. And then I think maybe just observing things as well, like a lot of kind of just looking at how the world is and then how I react to it. I guess it is very personal in that way, but maybe less so like your classic love songs, more about just figuring it out, I guess.
Yeah, as we all are constantly. That is life.
Oh,
And
definitely,
we're figuring it out,
for sure. For
and
sure.
we never will. But that's what makes
Yeah,
it fun.
yeah, that's it. I think it's like I'm just trying to learn how to be all right with that, really.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
not knowing, and I make a lot of mistakes, and I write about them to feel better about them, probably, like a lot of people do, I guess.
yeah. But it's we need that.
Yeah,
We need that. I think. So big. We'll get to the art very shortly. So quickly. So musical influencers. Not that you might not necessarily sound anything like them, but just for you personally, what got you
who I like.
into
Ooh,
what you like?
I I've got so many, and it expands all the
Yeah,
time as well. I think I grew up listening to like rock and roll. I loved like Eddie Cochran, and I loved like Harry Nilsson and the Beatles. I used to really love like Bob Dylan and John Lennon's like solo stuff. My granddad kind of brought me up on that. Whereas my dad then got me into like New Order and Massive Attack and Kate Bush and Portishead. So I love that. And then really love like punk music as well. Like sort of the Undertones and Echo and the Bunnymen and Sex Pistols and everything. And then like I love like old school R&B as well, like Wu Tang and MF Doom and yeah, loads, big mix of stuff really. Kind of get inspired by everything. I guess vocally, I've always loved Amy Winehouse, and like anybody who knows me would know she was a big influence for me singing, and I love her attitude and everything. But and like Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, love Billie Holiday so much. I think she's got a great voice. So yeah, it comes from loads of places really, and it changes all the time. I really love like indie music as well. Definitely when I was younger, that was like all I listened to. But yeah, it's always kind of changing, and I'm like inspired by all sorts of people, but there are a few.
yeah. Because I think I mean all art, but in particular music. And again, it's a regular thing. I've said people very much a broken record on it, but it is music more than some of the other mediums. Is for me at least is very it's mood. It's tied to mood. But it's immediately, so it can change mood,
Yeah.
or it can enhance mood. It can bring you out of the mood that you don't want to be in. It can maybe help you lean into the mood. You know, if you need it, it can be comfort and support, or it can completely change it. And it's magic.
So
It's
I love
witchcraft. It's
like
crazy.
when you listen, like, have you ever done, I'm quite bad for this, like if you're sad and then you listen to a sad song to like enjoy the sadness a bit more, like
Yeah.
there's just, yeah, there's all sorts of different voices for that sort of thing as well, which I think is really cool. And there's like artists that if you're in a certain mood it'll help you more than others, or songs that will. It's just, yeah, it's probably a beautiful
Yeah,
thing to have, I
yeah,
think.
because it's a mirror.
Yeah.
It's holding a mirror up to your wound, and it's cliche whether we're talking about, like I said, Lennon, Dylan, Cobain, all these kind of voice of a generation, Winehouse sort of artists, but it's because it's
Yeah.
true. It's cliche. Most cliches are because they're true,
Yeah,
and
that's
it is. It's you hear it and you relate, and you're thinking that's me. That's me. That is. That's exactly you. They've managed to put into words, or the emotiveness of voice and melody what you were feeling that you can't necessarily articulate. Maybe you can when you're an artist yourself a little better, but for those of us who aren't, or at least thought we were, but thought we were wrong, if in my case.
Oh,
Um,
honestly, I still struggle with it all the time. With art as well, I think that it takes me so long to get it right in my head as well. I think that it's like it, you know, how the human brain thinks and how everything plays out, and the weird like twists and turns of life. It's so hard to articulate, and I think that you're only ever like attempting to when you do it. I think, yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and I'm still learning how to do it. So it's so cool to have all these different inspirations to get like their take on how they do it. Some people just like do it in quite a piss takey way, which I love actually. I think that's such a good way of looking at like serious things, just like having a bit of tongue in cheek about it, which I try to do with my lyrics sometimes and my art and everything.
so that would be Sunny Mills. If you wanted to listen to some of that, it's you've got a reasonable amount currently available on
Yeah.
various
Um.
platforms where you can do that kind of thing.
Yeah. Got an EP out at the moment. A duet on there too, and then yeah, this summer I'm scheming getting together my second EP, which will be really exciting.
Yeah. So, Sonny, Sonni,
Mhm.
Mills, if you're looking for that stuff. If you want some art, I mean,
Yeah.
music is art. People forget that. People just think of music as entertainment. It's art. It's an art form, kids. If you want some more traditional art, if you want to think of it that way, kind of like drawing and painting side of things, you'll be looking for Izzy Watson Art Studio.
Yeah.
So how long has that been a thing?
Um. I've had the studio space for just over a year now, but a lot of that has been getting it ready to where it's at now. It's probably just about what I want it to look like and the vibe that I wanted to create in the last few months. Even though I've been working in the space for just over a year. Based on Regent Street, people are more than welcome to come in. It's up some steps. You've got to look out for my door with a big crocodile painted on it. But yeah, I do. I've studied art in Leeds. I've always wanted to be a freelance artist, and like my dream is to make a full time career out of it. So I rented a studio and I do my own artwork, and then I also take on commissions. And there's quite a lot of weird stuff that I've done and some really fun stuff. Some more traditional stuff like I portraits and dog portraits and oil paintings. And then I also probably like my specialty is like cartoons. I love drawing cartoons of things and cartooning people and stuff.
Yeah. So where's this? Is there a particular inspiration for that? You're a big reader of like comic strips.
I loved to watch cartoons when I was little. I still do. Like, but I love like the scrappy. Like I like it's great what you can do now, but the 3D sort of really clever ones I'm not as interested in. I love like the scrappy, scribbled out ones, like Cartoon Network ones and like Looney Tunes and stuff. And I also love like old school comics, sort of like Dandy and Viz and Beano and things like that. Yeah, I just think that the drawings are so clever and how they make up characters and the way that you can like play about with like the expressions of them and everything. I just love. So that's kind of where it came from. Yeah, I love that sort of style, and I think it comes more naturally to me than anything else. And love it.
So obviously people can sort of see this stuff across social media, but if they want to see it kind of out in the wild in some ways, is there anything that people might have? People might have, most of the people tuning in probably know you, but if anybody doesn't, if anybody's watching this, is there anything you want to give a shout out? If you're passing that, that's me.
Well,
I did that.
Maybe if you know the nail maker tattoo in town, and there's a big painting in there on the wall of a scary looking cartoon cat holding a big Barnsley FC scarf. That was by me. And if you're in same pub and also in the wharf in Wakefield, you'll see some prints of the crocodiles that I draw on the walls next to some Pete McKee ones. I love Pete McKee. And I really would love to do an exhibition soon. I'm working on that. Me and my friend have got some cool ideas for that, but it's just been getting the time to do it. But yeah, there's going to be a few pop-ups and stuff happening hopefully this year, because I'd love to kind of get some exhibitions and have a few events and everything. And use the space as much as we can. But yeah, there's a few. If you're about in any sort of pubs in Maplewell or town, chances are there's a piece of artwork that I've been commissioned to do in a few of them. So look out for that.
So how do you find when you? I mean, I don't know exactly how our commission would work, but because I was thinking for an artist, it's all about trying to find your voice.
Yeah.
Through whatever medium that is, and so you do that. It's a very pure trying to get something from in here somehow out there, and it's just again the cliche of the kind of therapy session that most artists do with that. Then when it comes to like someone asking for something a little more specific, there's a little bit of their voice. You know, you've got to please them. You want to, there's a job.
Yeah.
It's not just pure art for art's sake sort of thing. There is a job to do, but obviously you still want to put your spin on it. I mean, because they came to you for a reason, because they saw your art and thought that works for us. We'd like some of that.
Definitely.
So that's got to be good.
I think it's like meeting people in the middle. And like being willing to as well. Like I said before, I do my own artwork, and that's kind of like my baby, and I can do what I want with that, and that's like separate to commissions and stuff. But if people come to you for commission, they usually will like the sort of style that you have already. So like I'll draw and paint in quite a hopefully quite a recognizable way, hopefully. And if I always like to kind of communicate with who I'm working with along the process a lot, and to make sure that I'm kind of doing exactly what they envision as well, with my twist on it, but with bringing like to life the characters, how they see them, or if it's a more, like I say, more kind of traditional oil painting of someone's pet or whatever, making sure that I've really got the likeness from the get-go. I think that's it. If you get like the likeness of what you draw in, even if that's more so like the essence of it, that's when you can have a little bit more freedom to be a bit more experimental. But you've got to get like the thing that is like, it's got to, people who've commissioned, you've got to recognize it from the get-go, I think.
Yeah, no, that's great. So so have you done much collaboratory work?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I've done a lot, like all the commissions. I always talk to like my customers along the way about what they want to, like what color palette they want me to use, what sort of like style that they want it drawn in, what do they like, is there any kind of like Easter eggs that they want including. So yeah, I've had some cool ones. I've done some like murals on walls. I've done sign writing recently. I've done like dog paintings and made like comics of people's cats and dogs and then themselves and stuff. It's really fun, and like brought characters to life that people have wanted me to. Yeah, really fun.
Yeah. So are you? Because a lot of people are. So are you probably your own biggest critic?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So because I was thinking anybody who does whatever medium it is you're working in, the people who put it out there, whether it's like physical or just digital these days, whatever. But anybody, you put your stuff in a public space, it's so brave.
Oh,
And that should be incredibly inspiring. It is for me, and it should inspire anyone who sees it, hears it,
yeah,
smells it, tastes it, whatever it is that this person's created, and it's good. It's all good. Like even if you don't like it, it's good
yeah,
because it's probably better than what you can fucking do, right?
yeah.
Or like even if it isn't, but if all your stuff is tucked away in a folder somewhere, like in the loft, and they've been brave enough to put their stuff out there, for me, like you can like the technicalities of it, the skills of it. You can criticize however you think I'm better than that. My lines are cleaner or fucking, whatever. They've put it out there, and you're like hiding it. And I have a huge appreciation. I mean, if it's something you do and it makes you feel better and it's good, and that's as far as it needs to go, that's also very cool, very useful. But the people who put it out there, yeah, I don't do like reviews. I try not to be too negative or critical about anything here, because it's because it's all good. Like
Oh,
everything is beautiful, everything is
yeah.
great, in that way. I look at things that it's not for me, it's not my cup of tea,
But you
but
can
I can't do it. So I can't. I feel like it's an unfair criticism,
I think,
or I'm not brave enough to put it out there if I think I can do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So I
definitely.
still feel it's somewhat unfair to criticize. So I'll keep it fucking shut.
Yeah, I get that. I think also there's the thing of like people make something, and at first like it might take years, like decades sometimes, of to like appreciate it, and then it comes back around full circle of like, oh, actually that was really cool and it's inspired a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like reminding people, the great paint, like Da Vinci,
Yeah,
Picasso, or never sold a single fucking piece of work,
lot,
while they were alive.
lot of, if you look at like music, like through the years, a lot of people like start off and the generation before that hates it and the generation of that love it, and the cycle continues. It's really interesting, but yeah, I've got to get over that still. I get really like nervous about the stuff that I put out, and I don't always, I have like hate it sometimes, and I'm like very critical, but I'm trying to use it as a bit of a positive motivator to like push me to do better every time, I guess. Yeah, that can be a bit tricky sometimes, though.
It is, but that's that you're aware of that's the thing that you do, that you're working on that. That's why you're going to continue to succeed. That's why you are succeeding, and that's why it's only going to continue and get bigger and better. So you know what we're going to do now? I'm trying to speed this up a bit. I've got half around the time, and I'm trying to be good. I'm trying not to take too much of it up myself and let the people listen to you. So we're going to play a little bit of this or that.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to throw things at you. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just for fun.
Cool.
I keep doing this. The disclaimer, like for example, cats or dogs.
Oh, cats.
Right.
Oh, I love both.
So, internet people, that doesn't mean she hates dogs. Right? She's not a dog hater. Don't be all up in the comments, spamming it all over the internet, trying to ruin a good name of Sonni / Izzy Watson, the dog hating bitch. It's not like that. It's just a bit of fun. She said cats. Deal with it.
I have a cat. That's why I love cats.
Got to be careful on the internet. So, beer or wine?
Wine. Oh, actually. I'm maybe because I'm a bit hungover from beer from bank holiday, but I like it probably more than beer. Yeah, wine. All right, wine.
Oh, okay. Pizza or kebab?
Pizza.
Is that a vegetarian thing?
No, I just don't really. I don't like how kebab meat's like you got to shave it off. It just makes me feel a bit gross.
But it is made from the testicles and the eyebrows and the you know.
It is. So pizza.
We're trying to think of that. Okay, country retreat or city living?
Oh, I kind of like both. I don't know if I could pick because this like serve a purpose. I might be a bit stuck with that one.
Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
A vampire, I think.
Yeah. Everybody's picking vampire.
It's cool.
There's nothing wrong with being a hairy mammal.
I don't know. I think I was always like Team Edward on Twilight.
I've got to start mixing these up a bit. I give the same ones every week. People are going to start coming with prepared answers. So, would you rather go skydiving or scuba diving?
Scuba diving. I'm scared of heights, and I love the sea, so that's easy.
Have you been scuba diving?
No, I'd love to though. I would love to, but I actually can't think of anything worse than skydiving. What if like it doesn't work or something? Be scared. Yeah, not that one.
Okay, so big parties or small gatherings?
I'm maybe a bit controversial. A big party, but like as long as it's full of everyone you love, like a good party where it's just everybody's there. It's fun to me.
Do you rather have money?
Yeah.
Or free time? I know the world we live in, we need the money, but like putting that to one side.
Again, a bit tricky because I do love what I do, so it's not really like it all kind of blurs into one a little bit. So a lot of the time I don't really have free time that much anyway, but I don't mind because I love doing what I do. So maybe money.
Hopefully the money buys you the time.
Maybe.
Hopefully the money means you're paying people to do some of the boring shit that takes up some of the time, and you can be creative with that extra time.
Maybe I'm just a bit.
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Do you rather watch a puppet show or a magic show?
Magic show. I think puppets are a bit scary. Yeah.
Scary puppet. Well, like I don't know. God, we don't really do puppet shows.
Yeah.
Anymore. That's more of a my childhood thing than yours, isn't it? Certainly.
I remember watching a few, but they're a bit freaky. I don't like them.
What else have we got there? Polka dots or stripes?
Stripes.
Stripes.
I like a stripe.
Like a stripe. So, we're rocketing through this time. So I don't know. These are the kind of things that could either talk forever or be a really simple no, shut up answer. But have you ever seen a UFO?
No, but I've maybe like the idea of them freaks me out a lot, and I wonder if like I have and not realised I have. You know, like you just kind of see something like ghosts and stuff when there's like you kind of get a weird vibe about something. You're like, I wonder if that was a bit supernatural. So maybe I haven't not known, but I've never had like a proper weird one. I feel like I know. Well, more ghost stories I'm thinking of now. I know people that have had weird ghost stories.
Well, the next question was going to be, have you ever seen a ghost?
Maybe. I think potentially have. Yeah, sort of.
Spill it.
When I was like 12, we were at like a group like sleepover or something, and we all woke up at different times and saw like this weird white like veily light thing, and then we all just fell straight back asleep. And then in the morning we were like, "Anyone else see that?" And then we all woke up at like different times and saw it separately. But it wasn't that scary. It just was a bit weird that we all like saw it. I don't know. Maybe that's my
Yeah, because there is definitely more going on in this world than we know. I don't know what's what.
Have you seen
I don't know what's what. Don't pretend to.
Have you seen a ghost?
I have not, but I see stuff.
Yeah.
You see, my eyes are darting around because I often see things like all day, every day. I have a thing. I have like a hyper awareness thing. So I've not really been diagnosed with anything, but if you're self-diagnosed, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't Google your health issues, especially mental ones. Just don't, kids. Just say no, because you'll be dead. You'll have every problem that's ever been all at once, and it's not good. There's no point doing that. But yeah, I see shadow people, which is potentially a side effect of alien abduction. Supposedly. Listen, I say people. It takes different forms. Sometimes they're kind of small, sort of animal. It's more like insect, sort of shaped things. You know, that kind of like people see that out the corner of your eye. You think there's some like movement or something catches your attention, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more than that because it is there. I see it, and it's almost like once we acknowledge we've seen each other, it goes.
Oh, that's a bit
all the way up to like sort of 6 foot kind of sort of human-ish sort of figures.
Oh, it's spooky.
Yeah, and it's a regular thing, and I probably need help. If you're coming for me, just fucking come now. There's not a lot for me here except this. I love doing this. I'm talking to these people. Wait till after this. This is fun. But yeah, take me now because the world's on fire.
Oh, I don't think I like that at all. I don't have that. I've never seen that. I get like this sometimes you kind of see something like but not an actual. Oh, that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure how publicly it's a thing I want to be speaking about, but I do that. I don't want to scare people. I don't want to put people off meeting me in real life, because he's crazy. He sees shadow puppets. But yeah, I've completely lost my train of thought. I had something then. What was I going to say?
We were talking about ghosts and aliens and whether we've seen them. I asked you if you'd seen a ghost.
No, I don't see ghosts. But there's just magic. Magic. You'd rather see a magic show than a puppet show.
Yeah.
So magic. Yeah. Are you okay with magic just being someone who's really clever? You know, just making you look the other way while they take the ball and throw it away and go, "Ah, look, no ball,"
Um,
or do you want to believe in magic? You know?
I think I believe in magic. I think like there's just kind of like um I love like little beautiful coincidences and stuff like that where it just kind of like things fall into place or something happens and then you see the reason for it and all kind of like the nice side of life, I guess. I think it's got a bit of magic to it. I think I even like not to go too deep with it, but like while we're all here and like how we all exist in the universe and everything is pretty cool. But yeah, whether or not I don't really like magic shows as much. I think it's like the proper real stuff and the real kind of human feeling I like. Yeah, I'd consider magic, I guess.
So I'm sure you've had a deja vu, right?
Oh yeah, they get them quite a lot actually.
You ever had one of those really big deja vus, like where you can kind of like live inside it, like there's multiple on the bounce, like you
Yeah,
have a deja vu,
I have.
and upon knowing that you've had a deja vu, you then predict like the next thing.
Yeah, I find the whole thing of that really interesting. Actually, I get it. Like it'll come into like five things that'll just shut off like one
Yeah.
after the other. But yeah, so I have had that before. Um, I quite like it sometimes though. I quite like the idea of everything being all aligned with each other and stuff. But yes, it can be a bit freaky as well, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it is. We have to. I mean, when you because we are the modern world we've created. We're very much creatures of habit.
Mm.
We very much do a lot of the same things at the same time on the same day, and so something happening and thinking, I've done this before, this happened before, because it probably did.
Mm.
So a lot of people, but there are times, have you had one, and there's no way this happened before,
Mm.
like, because you haven't been
Mm.
here before.
Mm.
It's the
Yeah,
first time you've never been to Spain before. So having a deja vu in Spain
yeah,
about that orange grove being struck by
yeah.
lightning,
It's
that's not just repetitive human behavior. That's magic or something.
yeah. I think like again back to like the art and everything. A lot of like kind of the weird parts of like experiencing life and all the weird emotions that go with it and everything is all it all kind of feeds into like inspiring weird paintings and stuff as well. And like I did a lot of work on, particularly when it comes to like cartoon characters and that, on like intrusive thoughts and like the funny side of struggling with like anxiety and OCD and just general day-to-day worry of kind of like making it like a physical being of like almost like an imaginary friend that you see all the time, which is where the crocodile came from. But I think like there's so much kind of cool stuff that goes on. I think it's your job when you do something creative to like express that in a different way or like show people about it, I guess, and have that conversation. Yeah.
So I'm sorry if it's really obvious, or should be really obvious for someone who should have done his research and Googled you, which sounds dirty out loud. So I'll edit that out. So who's checked out your socials and what have you. But so does the crocodile have a name?
It does, yeah. Not many people probably know it, but he's called Jesper, so it's like Jasper,
Okay.
but with a bit like Vesper. But yeah, he was kind of part of this whole project I did at uni, and he was a character that I started to paint a lot and draw a lot, and yeah, weirdly people quite like him. He comes and goes in a lot of prints that I've done and a lot of like kind of artwork. People kind of want to have a crocodile up in that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I also love him. I'm a fan of Jesper, but it's one of those things. It does make me think. Not the cutest, cuddliest uh,
no,
of animals to pick for a cartoon character. So when
I
You know, artists and their inspiration. Where did that come from?
he came from. I really liked how crocodiles are drawn. I feel like they've got a lot of character and what they look like just in general, and I feel like they're sort of like cats and everything. You can kind of draw them in all sorts of different ways. And I think when I was like researching stuff when I like studied art, kind of kept coming up that crocodiles were like a symbol for like a frustration of not getting where you want to be, like a bit of a stunted growth sort of thing. And at the time, you know, I like came up with him in COVID, so it was like a really cool like meaning of like we're just stuck in his houses and they can't go anywhere and everyone's annoyed about it. So he was a great like mascot for that. And then he just carried on. He kind of became the symbol for like because of carrying on, I guess.
So COVID, cats, crocodiles, carrying on. Right.
Yeah.
So do you do anything that so you love? So anything that's not a sea.
Anything. I don't know.
No, so cartoons. So what's next? A carrot?
Oh,
A chupacabra?
oh, maybe I can just draw sea things. That's it.
That's like a sense of theme.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Well, let's keep this short and sweet for everybody's benefit because I think people have had enough of me. I can do this. Some of these drag on, and that's always my fault. But it's not. No, no, no. I'm taking that back. It's not my fault. It's always because the person down there is just so cool. I don't want them to leave.
Oh,
It's always so interesting, and today no exception.
thank you so
But
much.
I'm trying to entertain people a bit more and trying to make it a little bit more palatable. I think when people see like a 2 hour 40 video, they're maybe a little bit overwhelmed. I don't want to click on it so much, and I am trying to help sell the person below as much as I can. More than this, you can't sell this. You can sell this hung on a cross, but someone's
No.
already bet me to it.
Oh,
That merchandise has gone. So this, kids, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, has been Izzy Watson Art, aka Sonni Mills Music. Get on the socials, light them up. Do those likes, follows, and shares. You'll love it, all of it. There's crocodiles, there's crooning, there's all sorts of C words, nice C words. The bad C words come from this guy. All the good ones from down there. And I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. And this has been lovely. Thank you very much for doing it.
See you later.
Bye. And there she goes, kids. Izzy Watson, Sonni Mills. Check it out. Light up those socials. Music, art, cartoons, singing, crooning, art, smoky voice, deliciousness. Fantastic. I'm back. Quick turnaround. I'm back Thursday this week. Get ready for some kung fu fighting. Well, we'll try and be more philosophical about it than that, but I'm back with Kazuko Martial Arts Studio on Thursday. That's a little bit outside the box, but it'll be good. I'll see you then. As the sun sets slowly in the west, I'll bid you a fond farewell.